Welcome back to TechQuest Pennsylvania and TechQuest TV. My name is Kelly Lewis, and we are having a great time here today talking about technology and innovation. Our last guest was talking about the huge challenges our state faces in funding our transportation systems, which are important to every Pennsylvanian. And now we're going to totally shift gears. We're coming live right here with a Charlottesville, Virginia company that's entering our marketplace to help Pennsylvania do some great things on solar energy, green energy, all kinds of cool stuff. And we've got Danny Van Clief, Vice President of Business Development with HelioSage. Danny, welcome to TechQuest TV.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Now tell us about this company. This is interesting stuff.
Happy to do so. HelioSage is a solar energy service provider, which is a fancy way of saying we sell solar electricity. And we do it at a discount to market rate. So our pitch to clients is solar power, so you've got clean energy, and you've got it at a discounted price, so savings on your energy bills.
Now, I don't know all this stuff, but I think it's very fascinating to me. And the way I understand it, you can put these solar panels onto a school building. The school building saves money. The kids and the teachers love it because it's green. And then we're actually reducing carbon footprints and all that other stuff.
Absolutely. So it's a win-win-win. And the real trick here is that I think a lot of folks inherently understand the benefits of clean energy from a corporate sustainability perspective, from a mandate to basically conduct business the right way, whether that be a reduction in carbon footprint or an education about energy security. Where renewable energy sometimes fails to gain traction is on cost. So making the business case to go solar is a tough thing to do simply because solar panels are expensive. The HelioSage model is third-party ownership, so we remove the capital cost in order to go solar. So if you are a school district, if you're a manufacturing facility, and you're looking at diversifying your energy supply, reducing your carbon footprint, essentially examining your energy bills and perhaps most importantly looking to levelize those costs or reduce those costs, there's two ways you can go solar. You can purchase a solar energy system yourself, or you can lean on a third-party ownership model to do so, and that's what HelioSage offers. We actually finance the arrays ourselves. We own those systems. We then install them on our clients' rooftops or on unused land, and we continue to operate and maintain those systems for the life of a contract. And really, over the life of that contract, the only obligation from the host client is to pay a monthly solar power bill.
Which is what they'd be paying anyway, right?
That's right.
It's free.
It's free. And
in terms of the school district buying all this equipment and getting all set up and setting everything up so it works, it's free.
Exactly right. It's a turnkey proposition. You remove all the capital costs, and frankly, you remove all the hassle that goes into siting, permitting, going out to bid for this equipment, handling subcontractors on your roof. HelioSage does all of that, and I think really you've keyed in on it 100%. You're not going to pay a dime for that equipment. We own it, we insure it, we operate it and maintain it.
Now, maybe a school board member or a superintendent or a teacher or a student is watching right now and hey, this sounds interesting to me. How long from that first conversation with the school district till they turn it on and they start achieving the goals?
The construction phase moves very quickly. Really the pacing items or the lead time has to do with siting and permitting. So what we would do is very quickly, and we can do this even remotely, conduct a feasibility analysis where we would look at the roof, look for the types of characteristics that we need to see in order to gauge how big a system can we put on that roof. We'd also look at the client's power bills and understand what's their load profile and what are they paying today. And very quickly we can arrive at essentially a proposal. Here's the size of the system, here's what it's going to produce on an annual basis, and here's what you would expect to pay for that power. I would call a fair guess of the entire sales cycle 9 to 12 months.
Now, one of my old hats was I have an MBA in finance, and I'm supposed to understand all this, but you guys put together these tax credit packages again, so there's other ways that the project actually achieves cost savings and gets financed with Wall Street, et cetera.
That's right.
How does that all work?
Really, it's about monetizing the available subsidies that are in place to make solar affordable. The federal government has set up tax credits. It's called a federal ITC, an investment tax credit that is equal to 30% of the installed system cost. So essentially, a 30% reduction in equipment costs. The trick there is that to take advantage of tax credits and the accelerated depreciation schedule that also helps make this economic case, you need to be a for-profit entity. So this is where we have I think, a gap between the mechanisms that make solar affordable and the folks that could really benefit from them, be they government or education or nonprofit. So again, this third-party ownership model is where HelioSage steps in. As a for-profit entity, we represent institutional investors looking to put capital into these projects, and we connect the dots between those investors and a host site like a school or a municipality. And so essentially, our role is to monetize those tax credits in a way that a lot of folks otherwise couldn't do.
Now, I got a bone to pick with you here. New Jersey's ahead of us. How can we let New Jersey be ahead of Pennsylvania in anything? I mean, you guys are from Virginia. I mean, New Jersey's not allowed to be ahead of anybody in anything,
Right.
except for some of those other fun stuff like dealing with the mobsters or whatever. But they're ahead of Pennsylvania on this solar energy thing. What does Pennsylvania need to do to catch up?
Well, they're doing it, is the short answer. New Jersey just has a head start. New Jersey made a commitment legislatively to support solar. They recognize it's a great new frontier for job creation. They were also up against an aging grid infrastructure and realized that distributed generation solar, which is rooftop solar, could be a silver bullet solution for a lot of those ailments. So they set in place a state subsidy mechanism that is coupled with the federal subsidy mechanism to really make the business case for solar, and they've been very successful. They basically hung the open for business sign, and projects began going up at a really impressive rate. So they've got about a 3 to 4 year head start on most of the states, frankly, in the country. But Pennsylvania has already put in place a number of mechanisms to play catch up. There's an alternative energy portfolio standard, which is very similar to New Jersey's, that creates a tradable renewable energy certificate that, again, is a subsidy mechanism. And Governor Rendell also put together a $100 million rebate program called Pennsylvania Sunshine, I believe. And not to wax poetic for too long, but there's also a competitive grant program available for government and educational institutions. So Pennsylvania's doing all the right things, and that's exactly why we're here.
Plus, the sun shines on Pennsylvania much more than New Jersey.
Absolutely.
Every time I go to Jersey Shore, it's raining or something.
Pennsylvania has a great solar resource, no doubt.
Super. So we're going to flash up some information on HelioSage's website and stuff, but how would a school district, how would they start the mechanism? Is it the school board or is it through students? What are some things you've seen?
School boards is really where the buck stops on these decisions. And so typically our conversation, when we've reached out to school districts, it starts either with the business manager or the superintendent. From there, there's a number of stakeholders that want to get comfortable with the notion of a third-party ownership model and really what does it mean to have solar panels installed on top of our roof. So that conversation usually goes to a building and grounds committee or an equivalent. And frankly, our job there is really to demystify what it's like to retrofit a school with solar. It's very low impact.
Danny, I'm really excited about solar energy in Pennsylvania and HelioSage's role in helping develop that and making sure we get everything moving quickly. I want Pennsylvania to be a national leader in this, just like so many other Pennsylvanians, and reduce our carbon footprint, reduce our dependence on foreign oil. And the sun always is shining in Pennsylvania. We're a great state.
Absolutely. Well, we're very happy to be here, and thanks for taking the time today.
And to our viewers, there'll be more information available, and we look forward to seeing you in a few moments.